13 folks, each giving $1,000,
Yeah.
including Horry Georgetown Technical College.
Exactly.
Our host today,
Yes.
Coastal Carolina University, Beach First. I better go ahead and name them just to thank them again. Tidelands Bank, EPC Services, Crescent Bank, a Holiday Inn, Hard Rock Parkway, of course, A&I, Billy and Danny Isaac, Billy Alford, Associated Insurers, where Raymond had founded and then later sold out to First Federal.
Yes.
First Federal, of course, Horry Georgetown here. And then A-Plus Services, Parkway Office Plaza, and Burrs and Chapin Company. And a lot of folks, and then obviously Sun Cruise Casinos, who really wrapped around. But it's amazing. You mentioned scholarship, and I know you wanted to do a shout-out or a thank you to Johnny Suzuki.
Oh, listen, he gave me a check for all of the scholarships.
All the scholarships this year.
A wonderful man, wonderful man.
Yeah, we're sorry to see him leave the
I
area
know it. I
already.
really hate to see him leave, but
I
can understand. He has land up in that area, and he wants to build
easily.
Yeah, wants to build more closer to home. I guess.
Sure.
But a wonderful man, I'm telling you.
Right.
It didn't take. Well, actually, he has an assistant that works with him. Cox.
Ron Cox.
You know, Randall
Cox. Excuse me.
Which is a terrific man.
Right.
I mean, he was all gung-ho about this. And, of course, you know, the scholarship was really big. Now, I'm going to say this. We are working on, and we hope that it's going to happen. In fact, I know it's going to happen. We're going to have one of the largest scholarships for a local pageant. It's going to be $15,000.
Oh, come on, Hilda. $15,000 for the scholarship?
Scholarship.
For the winner of the Miss Myrtle Beach pageant in 2009?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Now,
and the show's going to be terrific. I mean,
now, just real quick so viewers understand, how does that work? When does the young lady, the woman, the girl, get the scholarship money? What are there strings attached to that?
Well, it's not strings attached, but it's the fact that it is scholarship, and we want these girls to use it for education.
Right.
So we're not going to hand $15,000 to them to pay. What we do is once they find what college they're going to go to, and it can be any of them, they will tell us, you know. Then when it's time for the money to be paid, we have an account with the bank that is just scholarship.
Right.
It will be taken out of that and paid directly to the college.
How about if a young lady is already out of college?
Well, now see, it's not. Well, see, it might be that she is in some kind of other business, and if she wants to go back and take whatever courses she wants.
All about education.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All about education.
Because some people want to go to Juilliard.
Sure.
Or, you know, to continue their dance, whatever it is. It will pay for it. We will pay that.
Into education. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And that's critical for the organization to have something, knowing that you're not just cutting a $15,000 check to the girl, because then ultimately the girls would be at it sometimes some could potentially be at it for the wrong reasons. In
That's right, and we're not going to let that happen.
All to scholarship.
Because this is going to a girl that deserves it and wants to further her education in anything she wants to do. And that's the way our ruling is in that. If they don't go, that money stays there. And it will be used for scholarship.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so we'll give them a certain date. If they have not used it, then it stays in that account.
Good.
And then whenever we have it, then it might make the scholarship more that next year. So that's how it goes.
That ultimately, a dollar figure like that, Hilda, could impact them for their entire schooling.
I know.
If they're a sophomore, it could cover them their sophomore, junior, senior years. If they're a junior for 2 years, or even a freshman could cover their entire careers. That really means a lot.
I know one girl that when I was doing the show in the Miss Wilmington pageant, she wanted to go to cosmetology school because she was really good in hairstyling.
Oh yeah.
She went, and it paid for that, paid the whole thing, and then it paid for her to go another year, which she become higher up, you know,
Sure.
and opened her own shop.
No.
Today she has that shop.
Thanks to that scholarship.
Thanks to that scholarship, she'd have never been able to do it.
That's why it's important, again, to focus on scholarship components. So just for viewers, we got about 5 minutes for viewers who aren't familiar with the breakdown of how the percentages are gauged, how the judges do it. Let's say in the Miss Myrtle Beach pageant. How does that work exactly?
Well, of course, talent is your highest.
Right.
And then it's broke down not only with the talent, you've got to have the poise, and that comes in the evening gown.
Right, poise.
Then the swimsuit is really showing health and a girl at her peak, you know.
Right, swimsuit highlights health.
And then another very important one is the judges' interviews.
Judges' interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens on both local pageants as well as on state pageants. Yes.
And they go in before the judges and they ask questions and whatever.
Right.
But it's a great thing to be part of an organization like this.
Oh, yeah.
Because the scholarship is why I was very interested in it years ago. And then, of course, I respected Hannah Block and of course, I wanted to write shows. And then, when she retired, all her shows were turned over to me.
Wow.
So I was traveling a lot.
Well,
I loved every minute of it.
Obviously, you're instrumental in this, but we want to highlight that later this summer we're going to be in Spartanburg for a couple of weeks of filming.
Oh, yes.
Carolina people, we're very excited about that, obviously.
Yes. I'm excited that y'all going to do this because I think it's going to show a lot of people what pageants are really all about.
Yeah.
And I don't think they realize how important they are for these young women, you know. And it was that years and years men, you know, had scholarship to go to college, and if you were a girl, you stayed home and learned how to cook and sew and all that. But we felt like we needed to go up another step. And give these girls an opportunity. More so. And look at the women now that we've got heading big corporations.
I know. Many of them have been through scholarship pageants. That's right.
And that's where, if you talk to them long enough, you find that out. That they were in a pageant, you know. And it was, they might not have won, but they were in the pageant in the top 5 or top 10. Which, that's great right there. But the thing about it is the judges are going to really have a good time this year because there is more girls in the pageant this year.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
South Carolina pageant.
Oh, yeah.
South Carolina team.
And we went up for the rehearsals and to put our girls in either A, B, or C for their talent, their swimsuit, and their evening gown. So it was an exciting trip. Our 4 girls stood out from everybody else.
Wow.
And I don't mean to try to take credit for it, but I could see.
Oh, yeah.
When they did their talents, and that's what they did, our 4 girls were outstanding.
Well, we have to throw in the disclaimer there, of course, as you know, I'm judging the Miss South Carolina and Miss South Carolina team, so we can't spend too much time highlighting your girls.
No, but it's going to be something that you'll never forget.
I'm sure.
And
thank you again for opening the door of that.
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity, and therefore too that you can judge state pageants in other states, which you know builds up.
McLaren and I'll be traveling around.
That's right,
absolutely,
yes.
Well, let's get into the idea just a little bit about your pageant committee. You had such a dedicated group of volunteers. You really did some special things this year to highlight the volunteers. And obviously, again, this year, you had 4 components: a Miss Myrtle Beach pageant, a Miss Myrtle Beach teen, a Miss Paradise Resort pageant, a Miss Paradise Resort teen. So you have all 4 of these girls traveling to the upstate this summer to be in Spartanburg for 10 days, a couple weeks. But speaking of that, we've got committee members. And
listen, without
volunteers.
the committee, you could do nothing. I got one of the best committees of anybody that anywhere. Has about 25 people. And we have our meetings every week.
Mostly women.
No, we got men on it.
Good.
Tom, in fact, John Cockle, that just won Bachelor, he is on our committee. So we've got some really big, and Ann Elliott, and Ann is a worker, I'm going to tell you.
All dedicated. I don't even want you to start naming any of them, but you did do a Heroes.
Well, we did the Hero Award, and that was an award of the person that did their job and then went further. And this year it was Cynthia Walters. She is a wonderful person. And I don't know how we could get along without her. But everybody on that committee has something they can do that is outstanding.
And you have a right-hand person, the executive director.
Well, I've got two assistant directors. One is Bonnie Neal, and the other is Linda Cochey. Linda will be doing most of the computers and putting everything on the computer, and Bonnie will be conducting, writing out the minutes, and we'll put it in books and everything. So we keep a record of everything.
Julie Alford, what is her position?
Now, Julie Alford is my assistant.
Okay.
And I'll tell you one thing.
She's the heir apparent for your title. Yeah, she's amazing.
I couldn't do the show without Julie.
Amazing, yeah.
She can work, honey, I'm going to tell you. I thought I worked hard, but she works even harder. But she works for Billy Alford, too.
She works for A&I as well. That's right. That's right.
And
wow, Hilda. Well, I hate to say it. We've run out of time.
I know it.
The thing that's meant the most to you about the Miss Myrtle Beach pageant?
Well, the thing about how many girls wanted an education. That was wonderful. And it just made me feel so good when later on, and I worked them hard, I promise you. But they appreciated it afterwards because they got on stage, they sang on key, they did their, that's what it's all about. And they came up to me and hugged me and thanked me for doing that for them. But they were mad and all upset before because they were missing this or missing that. Right. But I worked them.
Wow.
And it showed at the pageant.
Thank you for committing to the education of young women.
Yes, and thank you for going up there too and
We're
representing
excited about judging
Myrtle
all
Beach.
those women. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Hilda Carter, a photojournalist for the Myrtle Beach Herald and the executive director of the Miss Myrtle Beach pageant. Coming up next. You know, so oftentimes you've been thinking about his beauty. You heard Hilda highlight the critical component is scholarship. Scholarship. The part that meant the most to her was educating young women. Didn't you love that breakdown? Talent first. Then poise, recognized in the evening gowns. Then health, recognized in the swimsuit. And the judges' interviews, those four components, health, poise, judges' interviews, and talent. That's what it's all about. Getting you to that scholarship point. Take the time to learn more about the pageant. Hilda wants you to give her a call, 843-449-8945. If you know a young woman, 17 to 24, or even younger, 13 to 17, who could be in the Miss Myrtle Beach pageant or the Miss Myrtle Beach teen pageant next year, now's the time to start learning about it. It's a big opportunity, $15,000. Did you hear her say that? $15,000. Take the time to learn more about the opportunity to educate young ladies. We're about 100 days away from a big birthday for Miss Hilda Carter. You need to take the time to begin getting ready for that as well. It's going to be a big celebration. Hilda, thanks so much for everything.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This is